The Aston Martin DB5 from Goldfinger, a car so famous it almost stopped being a car at all. It became a film star, a British icon, a childhood fantasy on wire wheels. And more than 50 years after the original DB5 disappeared from production, Aston Martin did something extraordinary. They built it again. Not a modern tribute, not a replica with an Aston badge, not a DB11 with some retro paint. Aston Martin Works went back to Newport Pagnell and built 25 brand new Goldfinger DB5 continuation cars, all finished in silver birch, all inspired by James Bond's 1964 film car, and all fitted with working Bond-style gadgets. Quick one, this bit isn't sponsored, but it is my personal recommendation. I use the high-low band for blood pressure tracking, and it's honestly been a godsend for me. Super easy to use, and I get a much more realistic picture than a one-off reading at the doctor. If you use my link, you get 20% off plus a 12-month subscription, and I get £25 if your referral is successful. So thanks if you do. The link's in the description. On with the video. This is the story of the Goldfinger DB5 continuation, the car Aston Martin built, not because the world needed it, but because the legend demanded it. The reason behind the Goldfinger DB5 continuation is simple. The DB5 from Goldfinger is arguably the most recognisable Aston Martin ever made. For many people, it's not just an Aston Martin, it's the Aston Martin. The original DB5 had already been out of production for decades, but the Bond connection never faded. Aston Martin's own Works division described the continuation as recreating the most instantly recognisable car of all time, based on James Bond's legendary car from 1964. So Aston Martin did what only Aston Martin could do. It took the mythology of the film car and turned it into a limited production, factory-built collector's car. The project was also created with Eon Productions, the company behind the James Bond films, giving it the official Bond connection rather than making it just a loose imitation. That's important because anyone can build a replica, but only Aston Martin Works could build a new DB5 at Newport Pagnell, the original home of the DB5, and say this is the official continuation of the Goldfinger legend. The Goldfinger DB5 continuation was built at Aston Martin Works in Newport Pagnell, Buckinghamshire. That matters because Newport Pagnell is where the original DB5 was built. Aston Martin said production resumed there 55 years after the last DB5 left the original production line. That gives the car far more credibility than if it had simply been assembled somewhere new as a marketing exercise, as a promotion. This was Aston Martin returning to source. Back to the old home, back to the craftsman, back to the methods, materials, and the feel of the 1960s. Each car reportedly took around 4,500 hours to build, which shows the scale of the project. This wasn't a rebodied modern car, it was a hand-built continuation model intended to capture the original DB5 character as closely as possible, and production was deliberately tiny. Just 25 customer cars, not 250, not 2,500, just 25. That number turned the car into something far beyond transport. It became a collector's artifact before the first one was even delivered. Underneath the Bond fantasy, the Goldfinger DB5 continuation was still a proper old-school Aston Martin. The car used a 4-litre naturally aspirated straight-six engine, similar in spirit to the original DB5. Power was around 290 horsepower, sent to the rear wheels through a 5-speed ZF manual gearbox and a mechanical limited slip differential. The body used aluminium panels over a mild steel chassis, staying close to the traditional DB5 construction. The exterior was finished in one colour only. What colour could it be? Silver birch. Because of course it was. You can't build a Goldfinger DB5 in red, green, black or resell silver with privacy glass. It had to be silver birch. That colour is part of the legend. The cars also use the classic DB5 shape, wire wheels, chrome detailing and the elegant Grand Tourer proportions that made the original car so famous. It wasn't about lap times, it wasn't about a Nürburgring record, It was about recreating the ultimate 1960s gentleman spy car. Now we get to the reason this car exists, the gadgets. The Goldfinger DB5 continuation wasn't simply a DB5 painted silver with a Bond badge on it. Aston Martin and the Bond special effects team worked to create functioning versions of the famous gadgets from the film. And the cars included features inspired by the original Goldfinger DB5, including revolving number plates, a rear smoke screen, a simulated oil slick system, front machine gun effects, a bullet resistant rear shield, and other Bond style details. Inside there was a radar style tracker screen, there was a hidden telephone, there was a gear knob with a famous red button, and there was even a removable roof panel. A nod to the ejector seat fantasy, although sadly for anyone with an annoying passenger, it wasn't a real ejector seat. The machine guns were simulated, that's bad also. The oil slick wasn't designed to destroy the M6, and the smokescreen wasn't there so you could disappear from a supermarket car park after reversing into somebody else's car. But that's exactly the point. The Goldfinger DB5 continuation was built as the physical version of the dream, the fantasy, James Bond. It was the car every Bond fan imagined, built officially by Aston Martin. When announced, the Goldfinger DB5 continuation was priced at around 2.75 million plus taxes. Goodwood reported the UK figure at around £3.3 million, including local taxes, with production limited to 25 cars. That sounds ridiculous if you think about it as a normal car, but Aston Martin wasn't really selling a normal car. It was selling a factory-built continuation DB5, a James Bond collector's item, a hand-built Newport Pagnell Aston, a gadget-filled tribute to Goldfinger, and one of the most exclusive Aston Martins ever made. It was never designed to compete with a modern supercar. It was designed to sit in private collections, appear at concours events, be shown to guests, and occasionally be driven on private roads for people who wanted to feel like Sean Connery for 10 minutes. That brings us to one important detail. The Goldfinger DB5 continuation wasn't built as a normal road legal production car. Several reports describe it as not road legal, largely because of the nature of the gadgets and continuation construction. So this isn't a car you buy to commute in. It's the car you buy because you already have the commute covered by something else, probably a helicopter. The Goldfinger DB5 continuation matters because it shows what Aston Martin understood about its own history. The DB5 isn't just another model in the back catalogue. It's the car that helped define the company's image for generations, and no doubt generations to come. Before Goldfinger, Aston Martin was admired. After Goldfinger, Aston Martin was famous. The DB5 gave the brand glamour, danger, elegance, and international recognition. So when Aston Martin rebuilt it, the company wasn't just cashing in on nostalgia. It was preserving one of the most powerful pieces of its own identity. The Goldfinger DB5 continuation exists because the original car became bigger than the film. It became the symbol of Aston Martin, and for a company with such a deep connection to heritage, craftsmanship and British style, recreating that car officially made perfect sense. It wasn't about making transportation, it was about making history tangible. So what is the Goldfinger DB5 continuation? It's not really a classic car. It's too new for that. It's not really a modern car. It's too deliberately old-fashioned. It's not a film prop. It's way too beautifully engineered. And it's not really a normal road car. It's far too rare, too expensive, and too theatrical. What it really is a factory-built fantasy, a £3 million plus celebration of the most famous Aston Martin ever made. A car built in tiny numbers at the original home of the DB5, with the colour, the gadgets, the shape, and the spirit of James Bond's Goldfinger machine. That's why Aston Martin made it, because some cars are built to take you somewhere. This one was built to take you back to 1964, back to Sean Connery, back to Q Branch, back to the moment a silver birch Aston Martin became the most famous car in the world. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.